Hello everyone. So in today's lecture we are going to see one more technique of synthesis of nanomaterials, and the name of the technique is microemulsion. So today we are trying to understand what is microemulsion, what are different types of this microemulsion, okay, and how we can able to prepare the nanoparticles using this technique, and what are the applications of these microemulsions. So as you can see, the microemulsions are thermodynamically stable, optically transparent, isotropic dispersions of aqueous and hydrocarbon liquid. Okay, so as you can see, the microemulsions are thermodynamically stable. So they are stable in the sense that with temperature, for room temperature, okay, they are their structure remains stable. They are optically transparent. So whenever you are preparing microemulsion, okay, so you can see that they are optically transparent, and it is a isotropic dispersions of aqueous and hydrocarbon liquid. So hydrocarbon liquid is a non-aqueous solution. So basically, there is uh, equal dispersion of one liquid in the another liquid. Okay, so out of that, one liquid is an aqueous and another liquid is a hydrocarbon liquid, that is a non-aqueous. And it has been seen that this kind of dispersion of aqueous solution into non-aqueous solution can be stabilized by an interfacial film of surfactant molecules. So here the surfactant molecules play a vital role, an important role in stabilizing these materials. So this process consists of two liquids, okay, as we started in our first sentence, that one is an aqueous liquid, another is a non-aqueous liquid. So it means that this process consists of two liquids, and they are immiscible in each other. Hmm? So the two liquids that cannot mix with each other, okay, in the concentrations used. For example, water and oil. So if you take water and oil, okay, and if you just try to mix them together, then you know that after some time what happens, the water molecules and oil molecules, they become separate from each other. So usually water and oil, okay, uh, is the aqueous and non-aqueous solutions, and along with that at least one surfactant is required. Okay, so what is surfactants? Because the surfactant that reduces the substance that reduces the surface tension of the liquid. So basically the role of surfactant is to reduce the surface tension between the water and oil. Okay, because they are two different types of solutions, they are immiscible in each other. The reason is the surface tension between the oil and water is very high. Okay, so for time being, even if you realize that they have mixed together, okay, you will, after some time you will realize that they have separated from each other. Okay, the reason is the surface tension is very high. So if we want to stabilize it, it is necessary to use a substance which will reduce this surface tension, and basically this substance we are going to use as a surfactant. So you are now aware about the surfactant. When we are learning the self assembly process, you have to remember that the structure of the surfactant are basically have a head and tail, and it has a hydrophobic head and hydrophilic head and hydrophobic tail. Okay, so basically it has a head and tail, and the interaction of that head and tail with water molecule is different. Okay, so they are prepared by simple mixing of components. Okay, they means who? Microemulsion. So microemulsions are prepared by simple mixing of components and do not require specific preparation conditions. Okay, so there is no particular requirement is there. Okay, you have to mix these two components together, okay, under certain concentrations, okay, of these two liquids with the surfactant, and then you will get a microemulsion. So depending upon the concentration of this oil into water or water in oil, okay, basically there are three kinds of microemulsion. Okay, the first is oil dispersed in water. Okay, so water, okay, oil is dispersed in water. This is represented, okay, with the symbol O oblique W. Okay, so whenever you see O oblique W, means you have to keep in mind that oil is dispersed in water. Okay, so obviously the amount of oil is low because you are taking a lot of water. Okay, let us say 500 ml of water, and if you put a 10 ml of oil, then you can say that the oil is dispersed in the water, and therefore the amount of oil is low. There is another case where water is dispersed in oil, and if this is the situation, then you have to represent it with W oblique O. So W oblique O represent that the water is dispersed in the oil. Okay, so the amount of water is very low. Okay, so the water fraction is low. Okay, there is a one more situation, okay, which is called as a bicontinuous. Okay, which is called as a bicontinuous. Bicontinuous means the amount of water and oil are equal. Okay, they are almost equal to each other. If this is the situation, then you also get a kind of microemulsion which is called as a bicontinuous microemulsion. So we have three types of microemulsion. One is oil dispersed in water microemulsion, okay, water dispersed in oil microemulsion, and bicontinuous microemulsion. So microemulsions are monodispersed spherical droplets. Okay, microemulsions are monodispersed. Okay, monodispersed means they are identical in size and they are dispersed identically, and the shape of these droplets is spherical. If the diameter is less than 100 nanometer, then we call this as a microemulsion. Okay, so microemulsions are monodispersed spherical droplets, okay, of diameter less than 100 nanometer of water in oil or oil in water, depending upon the nature of surfactant. So obviously when you are planning to make O oblique W microemulsion, then the amount of oil is very low, so you have to add a specific kind of surfactant which will produce these micelles. Okay, but if the case is reverse, where the water content is very small and the oil is very large concentration, then it is necessary to use the proper kind of surfactant. Okay, so the role of surfactant in preparation of micro emulsion is very important, and if there is no surfactant, then you cannot able to make the micro emulsion technique. So in certain solvents, this gives rise to small reactors in which nucleation and controlled particle growth take place. It is called as nanoreactor. Okay, so this is a very interesting kind of thing which is happening in this technique. Okay, because here you are able to control. So you all are aware that when we are making some material, then it has to go through two processes. Okay, one is a nucleation and second is the growth process. Okay, so now imagine that if there is in general, now we have seen that there are techniques where we are doing this nucleation and growth without any control, but here you are able to control the nucleation and growth process, okay, at a nanoscale. So it is possible that we can control the nucleation and growth process at the nanoscale. How it is possible for us? Because these micellars act as a nanoreactor. How they are acting as a nanoreactor, that I will explain in some of my next slide. So the particle size is determined by the size of the nanoreactors, and at the same time particle agglomeration is prevented. So it has a dual advantage, okay, synergistic advantage of this micelle, because in the one sense the size of the particle is get controlled, okay, because the size of the particle will depend upon size of the nanoreactor. If the size of the nanoreactor is 10 nanometer, okay, then the size of the particle is near to 10 nanometer. Okay, so depending upon the size of this micelle nanoreactor, you can control the size of the particle. This is one advantage. The second advantage is, generally whenever we prepare these nanoparticles, okay, what happens? Agglomeration is the problem. Okay, so in order to reduce agglomeration, what we have tried to find out the solution, we can use some surfactant, and already there is a presence of surfactant which are available on the surface of these micelles. So these are automatically help us to control the agglomeration, okay, or to prevent from agglomeration. So here I am giving some examples, applications of this technique. These microemulsions are basically used in fuels, detergents, agrochemicals, food, cosmetic, oil recovery, and pharmaceutical. Okay, so they have a wide range of application, but nowadays these microemulsion have some advanced applications, okay, that we will discuss at end of this topic. So you can see that this is a schematic representation of microemulsion. Okay, on the left hand side there is a beaker which has a blue type liquid B and green shaded liquid A. So these are immiscible liquid. So A and B are immiscible liquids, as we have discussed. What are they? They are kind of an oil and water. One is aqueous and one is a non-aqueous. Okay, so if you give some mechanical energy in the form of a vibration, okay, so if you give some vibrations or if you use a shaker, then what happens? There is a formation of emulsion. Okay, so that is shown on the right hand side. You can see a beaker where the blue colored balls are present inside the liquid. Okay, so this is called as an emulsion. Okay, but it is unstable and it is a non-transparent. So we call this as an emulsion. We can also call this as an macro emulsion. So macro emulsion and emulsion, they are same. Okay. But as I said, it is not stable and it is not non-transparent. Okay, so it is a milky kind of a solution. Okay, the color is white and it is opaque in the optically opaque in the visibility. Okay. On the other hand, if we use a surfactant, then it plays a very important role in the formation of a microemulsion, and that is also shown in this figure, where you can see that if you add surfactant in a proper concentration, then what you can see is that the size of the drops, okay, formation, spherical droplets is reduced. Okay, they are very small. Okay, and they are stable as well as they are transparent, and these small droplets, okay, is called as a micelles. They are called as a micelles. Okay, so this micelle, okay, is basically what is represented in a bigger picture, where you can see that there is a aqueous core, okay, or that is also called as a nano reactor. Okay, so the micelles are of two types. One is a normal micelle and second is a reverse micelle. Okay, so in normal micelle, the oil is present in water. If the oil is present in water, okay, so O oblique W, okay, then it is called as a normal micelle, and if W oblique O is the situation, then it is called as a reverse micelle, because now the water is trapped in the oil. Okay, so what you can see in this circular picture is that inside there is a water. So core is made up of water, and outside this core, what you have, a thin layer of surfactants, okay, which is basically separating this water from the oil. Okay, so this is a called as a micelle. Okay, so surfactants act as an emulsifying agents that can reduce the interfacial tension between two immiscible liquids. Okay, so this is very important, that the surfactant, the role of surfactant here is very important. Without surfactant, you are not able to form the micro emulsion. So as I said, if the system is W oblique O, and if that ratio is less than 1, okay, then it is called as a reverse micelle. Okay, because here the fraction of water is low. Okay, and if the W oblique O is greater than 1, okay, so you have a micelle, because here the oil is very low. Okay, and if the W oblique O is 1, then it is a bicontinuous phase. So this is what we are just revising from our previous slide. So this is the situation, that how you are able to prepare the microemulsion. And basically, when microemulsion is formed, then there is a presence of micelles are there, and these micelles act as a nanoreactor, which is basically help us to synthesize the nanoparticles. In this slide, you can clearly visualize, okay, the difference between the microemulsion and emulsion, or the microemulsion and macro emulsion. Okay, so depending upon the size of droplet, the emulsions have two major types. Okay, the size of the droplet means the size of the micelle. Okay, so what is the size of the micelle? So depending upon that, we can have two types of emulsion. One is the micro emulsion and second is a macro emulsion. So let us have our attention on the table, which is where basically the difference is given point by point. So first, micro emulsion, you can see it is thermodynamically stable, whereas the macro emulsion, it is kinetically stable. Okay, so we have seen that for macro emulsion we provide vibrational energy, kinetic energy to formation of this macro emulsion. So if you are giving vibrations for longer time, then it is a stable. It is stable. So the emulsion becomes stable. So we call this as an kinetically stable. But for micro emulsion, we don't need to give the vibrational energy. We have to give some sort of heat energy. So we call this as an thermodynamically stable. Okay. Second important difference is in micro emulsion, the droplet diameter is in the range of 10 to 100 nanometer. So this is the size of the nanoreactor, or this is the size of the micelle. Okay, so the diameter is in the range of we are able to control in the range of 10 to 100 nanometer. Whereas at the macro emulsion, the micelle diameter or the droplet diameter is 1 to 10 micrometer. Okay, so this is the macro emulsion. Because the size of the micelles is in the range of 10 to 100 nanometer, the micro emulsion is transparent or it is slightly bluish. Okay, so this situation is shown on the image which is shown on the left hand side. Okay, so on the left hand side you can see there is a chart, okay, which is given on the x-axis that there is a particle diameter in the range, the unit is nanometer. Okay, so this is a particle diameter. Particle diameter means micelle diameter. Okay, and on the y-axis you can see that the particle size distribution by weight. Okay, so that is a weight percent. Okay, and you can see that this is a measuring Sunwash LH8000 micro emulsion particle size using the light scattering method. So this is a light scattering method is a technique which is basically used to identify the particle diameter and its a distribution with corresponding weight. Okay, so this is very useful to understand the micro emulsion, so you can get more information about this product, okay, at the given reference from the source. Okay, so this is a Lion is a special company from which is a Japanese company, and basically they are doing this kind of stuff. So as you can see, the micro emulsion, they have given also the photo, and as I said, it is transparent and it is slightly bluish. On the other hand, the macro emulsion is optically opaque, okay, because the size is very high, 1 to 100 micrometers. So there is a lot of scattering of this light is happening, and so there is a no transmission. Okay, so it is optically opaque, and it is a milky or white appearance. Okay, this kind of appearance is there, so you can clearly see that in the image. The next point is the micro emulsion has a high surface area. Okay, so that is a 200 meter square per gram. Why it has a high surface area? You are well familiar with this nanoscale effect, because its size is very small, 10 to 100 nanometers. So it's obviously its surface area is very high. Whereas the macro emulsion, it has a low surface area. It is about 15 meter square per gram. In case of micro emulsion, the oil to water interfacial tension. So this is a basically force in terms of force. Okay, tension is there, and you can see it is just 10 to minus 2 to 10 to minus 3 millinewton per meter. So this is the reason why we use surfactant, because it reduces this interfacial tension, and it is significantly has reduced this interfacial tension between the oil and water, and because of that we are able to prepare this micro emulsion. Whereas in macro emulsion, okay, you can see that the oil to water interfacial tension is 1 to 10 meter millinewton per meter. Okay, so this is significantly high as compared to the micro emulsion. Okay, so this is the reason that they are not that stable. Okay, because the interfacial tension is very high. In case of micro emulsion, it forms at critical packing parameter, which is called as a CPP. It should be exactly 1. So when the critical packing parameter is 1, then there is a formation of micro emulsion. If the critical packing parameter is greater or less than 1, but it is not equal to 1, then the macro emulsion is formed. What is that critical packing parameter? That also we will see in detail when we are looking for formation of micelle. The last point is this micro emulsion has basically it is present in all three types, that is oil to water, water to oil, and bicontinuous type. But the macro emulsion is most of the times it is also present in the oil to water or water to oil. Okay, so there is a so this is the case about the macro emulsion. Now the next point is ternary phase diagram.